this is my last Saturday stroll for August. And I'll be wrapping up my Vlogust here pretty soon, and I think I'm going to be able to make it. I think I'm going to be able to do a video every day, except for on Sundays. So I'm kind of proud of that. And as I said before, I don't record these Saturday strolls on Saturday because I have to have time to edit the video and publish it and all that kind of stuff. So I do it earlier in the week. And this morning, very early, like at 7 o'clock in the morning, we got a phone call from the post office stating that our chicks had arrived. So I was going to show you my chicks. There they are. They all seem to be healthy. I hope. I hope. They only sent us 50 this time instead of a couple of extras. Last time they sent us 52. And this time they only sent me 50. I mean, we ordered 50, but usually they send a couple extra, so I'm not sure why they didn't send extras this time. Just makes me just a little bit more nervous because I want to make sure that they all survive. They all seem very healthy. And I think that I've got the heat at about the right temperature right so far. When we first put them in here, it was kind of chilly this morning, and I had set the heat light up about an hour before we went and picked them up. And I put them out, and then I came out and checked on them, and they were kind of huddled up under the light, so I had to lower it a bit. But they all seem to be pretty chilled out now and not huddled, so I think they're okay. And then that one's falling asleep on top of the food. Hopefully it's okay. Oh yeah, it's okay. I just worry. I worry so much about it. Oh well, I can't worry. Whatever happens, happens. I just have to do the best I can. Alright, let's go look at the garden now. It's supposed to get warmer today, so I'm sure I'll have to go and raise that heat light up. And then I'll have to lower it back down. I'm going to make sure I have a spare bulb on hand in case that light burns out. I didn't even think about making sure we had a brand new bulb in it. That's the bulb we used last year, so they have a pretty long life, but I would hate for the bulb to go out like in the middle of the night when it's supposed to get down in the 50s. That would be a tragedy. Okay. So I'm almost got enough tomatoes in the freezer to make sauce. So I'm going to pick some more, and I'm going to count. I'm not sure how much I have in the freezer. Actually, pretty close to 45 pounds. Some of my tomato plants started looking like they were getting blight, so I took some clippers and I clipped off all the bad branches, and I think it might have stopped it. But the tomato patch is starting to look really weedy. And we'll stroll over. Oh, I wanted to show you this. My brother got it finished. He finished clearing out and mulching my mom's flower bed. I think it looks really nice. He did such a good job. And I got a couple of blueberry bushes in there. They don't do very well because they don't keep them watered good enough. But maybe if they can keep the weeds out, they'll be able to do better. And then we've got irises and lilies and a lot of that kind of stuff in there. And the cucumbers are starting to slow down, which is fine with me because I've been feeding cucumbers to the chickens because we've had so many. The plants still look really healthy, and there's still lots of blooms, so yeah, maybe they're not done. A couple of the watermelon vines are starting to die, and so we've picked a couple of watermelons, a couple of these little green ones, off of the vines that were dying, like right here. This vine's dying, and there was a melon on there, so we picked it. And it was okay. It really could have stood to be on the vine for a few days longer. It was ripe, but wasn't really sweet. And here's a couple more in here that looks like, yeah, see the vine is dying on there, so I'm going to probably just go ahead and harvest those today. And then we got these big melons that are probably not ready yet. And there's a couple over here that are still, their vines are still doing good. The black-eyed peas are just loaded. The kids have not done a good job picking them. I did get a little bit in the freezer, but they are kind of come out today and finished picking, doing a better job. They were freaked out because there were wasps on the flowers last week when they were picking. So, well, it's pretty cool today, so if they can get out here this morning before it warms up much, they can get those peas picked. I love black-eyed peas. And yeah, there's a cucumber that needs to be picked. And as you can see, the corn is dying. We've been cutting that, not me, my dad and Travis have been cutting that down for fodder for the goat. And got quite a few cantaloupes, which those will be, there's a couple more there. And here's the Swiss chard that I think I'm just going to cut it and give it to the chickens because it's kind of looking like it's pretty tough. But if I cut it down real short, it'll come back and I can eat the new stuff that grows up. I've just been swamped with cucumbers and I haven't had time to deal with any of the other vegetables. So here's the zucchini plant. I don't know what that white stuff on the leaf is. There's a small one in there. And oh, there's a big one in there. I gotta pick that today. We can grate that up for cakes and pies and stuff. Oh, my pepper plants are, oh, look how weedy this is. Ugh, crazy. Yeah, the yellow squash plant is pretty much died except for a couple of spots are still living, a couple of the vines. And let's see. Oh, I want to show you, look how beautiful the morning glory is. So pretty. And the morning glories, they come down, the vine down on the ground. And let me see. Oh, I've got lots of peppers. I'm going to have to get some of these picked. I want to get them diced up and put in the freezer. Oh, look at all the banana peppers and the chili peppers. Oh yeah, I definitely got peppers to pick today. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and shut the video off, and I'm going to harvest everything that I can harvest, And then when I get everything picked, I'll bring you back and show you what I got. So this is everything I have gotten from the garden today. Didn't get that many tomatoes, but I had picked them pretty severely just day before yesterday. And there's quite a few that are on the vine still that will be ripe by tomorrow. So that's okay because I've got all this other to mess with today. Banana peppers and all these green peppers. And the plants are just loaded. They're just loaded with green peppers. Another big old bowl of cucumbers. Some of these big ones like this. And this one. My chickens will love those. I got a handful of hot red chili peppers that I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with because they're so hot. Picked those 2 melons where the vine was dying or dead. One zucchini and 2 yellow squash. And the kids are picking black-eyed peas with Bo's help. There are so many peas in there, I told them they should get that whole 5-gallon bucket full. And while they're finishing that up, I wanted to come over here. I heard something fall. And this is a pear tree. And some years it's just loaded and other years it's not. These pears, I'm not sure what the variety is. And they taste pretty good just to eat. But I tried to process them one year and the texture was just off. They were very grainy, a grainy texture. But some of them are starting to fall. This tree, one year I came out to pick pears and there was a yellow jacket hiding on one of the pears and I didn't see it. And I got stung. I grabbed it and got stung. That wasn't fun. And then another year I was pregnant with Olivia and I was just craving these pears. So I brought a chair and I sat down under this tree and I had a knife and I just picked pears and take slices off and eat pears when I was pregnant with her. It was funny. They've never tasted any better than that year when I craved pears. And I don't know what kind of tree this is, but it's the end of August and it's already starting to drop its leaves. It's just, it's just too many signs of fall. I'm not ready for fall. I love fall. It's my favorite time of year. But I hate winter, and winter comes after fall. Now these trees right here are called Paw Paws. And this is the fruit of the Paw Paw tree. The nickname that we have for them in this area is Indiana banana, because when they're ripe they have a slightly banana flavor. And my dad absolutely loves Paw Paws, so he planted, I don't know, several trees along this edge many years ago, and they just produce and produce and produce Paw Paws. And I don't know that I really like Paw Paws. I never know when they're ripe, and by the time I think they're ripe, they're actually overripe, and I don't like that flavor of the overripe Paw Paw. But these trees are absolutely loaded today, or this year. So I may have to figure out something I can do with Paw Paws. I don't know if you can make jelly out of them, or my dad would love that. If I can make Paw Paw jelly. If you guys know anything about Paw Paws, if you've ever heard of them, or know of a way to make jelly out of them, let me know, because I would really love to do that for my dad. He would just love it. And they just keep going, and they grew tall. They grew so tall, and it's just crazy. I don't know if they should have pruned them, or if they just naturally grow giant tall trees. But yeah, here's more. They're just loaded with pawpaws.
He jumped right in there like a fox.
Bo! There he goes. After he smashed down a bunch of the vines. Now you got long pants on, so just trot your little hiney in there. See all those? Don't be afraid to go in there and pick. You can't just pick around the perimeter. You gotta pick all the way through. Don't glare at me. You're on YouTube. I'll go in and I'll pick some. Just think how wonderful these are going to taste this winter. My goodness, I'm a mess. Excuse my messy hair. That's what happens when you get up at the crack of dawn and have to go pick up chicks and get them settled and do chores and go pick veggies in the garden. It's starting to heat up a little bit, so I'm going to have to come out in about another hour and check on those chicks again. I just raised the light a little bit on our way back from the garden because the sun is hitting the brooder house right on the roof, so it'll heat it up in there. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed these Saturday strolls. I've enjoyed doing them, and I will probably do them on occasion in the rest of the, from now on. Not every Saturday, but on occasion. I will upload a Saturday stroll for you. I don't think much more is going to be changing in the garden. Things are starting to die down, and it's going to be the same as I've been showing you. Now, eventually I will get some butternut squash, and I'll show you those when I get them. And lest you wonder, I do share this produce with my dad and my sister as much as they want. They helped plant it and take care of it, so it's partially theirs. So we kind of share it equally, like I said, as much as they want. Alright friends, thanks a lot for watching. If you've enjoyed this series of Saturday strolls, give this video a big thumbs up, and we'll talk to you later. Bye!